Mike Williams,
Yeah,
welcome to the tea shop. We probably what's that place? Aminji Kare? No,
Ambikar, yes.
Amji Kare. That's the tea shop we probably would have met up at
Yeah,
likely.
yeah, yeah,
Mike Williams is yet another talented musician, sound guy, extremely in demand in Madras and travels all over uh, doing professional sound teaching, and I've known Mike on and off. We probably did not chat for a long time. We probably met like he was running sound or he was playing, and hey, Mike, we probably met up a couple of times at the vineyard at the church,
yeah.
but never really got to talk with Mike a bit for probably two reasons. Mike is I think is a quieter person, and I'm also an introvert. But Mike's brother, Mark, is as you what one would call a loudmouth.
Yeah.
But yes, I really want to get to know you, Mike, because I think you have a long history with Christian music and bands, and you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
There are some classic videos of you in bands on YouTube that I will definitely share and talk about. So,
Okay.
Mike, welcome. It's so good to see you. Do you drink your tea? Are you a tea person?
I just finished my tea, so
Oh,
yeah.
nice, nice. I got
Mm,
well. I got coffee, but
yeah.
who cares? So, Mike, give us a short version. Uh, who are you? Where do you live right now? And what do you do?
Hey, hi. I'm Mike Williams, as Conrad described me, and but actually Michael James Williams, more known as Mike. Eh, People know me by that. They don't know my real name, but yeah, I'm from Purshuvakkam in Chennai. Born
Nice.
and brought up in Purshuvakkam, then got married and moved to Keelpok and lived there for close to probably 10 years. Um, Now I live in a place called Vanagram, which is slightly outside Chennai,
Oh, really?
on the outskirts of Chennai. So that's where I live right now. I'm married, have two daughters,
Nice.
Rachel, 22, and Lydia, 17.
No way. What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
My wife's name is Joanna, and yeah, we've known each other for a long time before we got married.
Nice.
Probably one of those followers who followed me in my musical career
Oh,
as
really?
the bass player. Fan moments.
See, people, even bass players can get the girls.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So what? Why Vanagram? What was the move there?
Um, One reason is we couldn't afford anything in the city.
Yeah.
It's too expensive, and
Hmm.
yeah, we had a budget which we were looking around.
Yeah.
So we found this place, but yeah, it's about 12 kilometers from Kilpa, so
Okay.
towards the
What?
Bangalore highway, kind of.
Oh, it's towards Bangalore Highway. Nice. Nice. Is that still a developing region, or by now it's
It's
all
very
developed?
well developed right now,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's a city of its own, so you can get everything that
Yeah.
you can get in Kilpak or Amjikare or Perambur or
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
It took some time for us to get used to it because
Sure.
we were always running back to Kilpak for stuff, because we
Yeah. Yeah.
were so used to
Yeah.
living and getting stuff
Yeah.
there.
I know 12 kilometers is probably not too far, but with traffic, how long does it take you to get
It's
from Vanagram?
eh, Early morning would probably take 20 minutes, but
Okay, that's not bad.
during
Yeah.
peak time, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, and it's just one highway straight down
Yeah.
to Kilpak, so
Okay.
not much,
Oh,
but
that's.
traffic is quite intense. Yeah.
Do you travel a lot in your work? Does
Um,
living close to the highway help you?
yeah, I found new ways to get around to the other side of the city.
Okay.
In fact, it's easier for me to get to the airport from here, where I am right now,
Yeah. Oh,
than
really?
from Kilpak,
Yeah. Okay.
because I can just take the highway and go get out
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
instead of hitting the city and getting in. It's quicker that way. Out to Bangalore, it's quicker this way. or to Tamram or anywhere like you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice actually.
Yeah, it seems like location wise to get out of the city, you're already out of the city, so you don't have that traffic if you have to travel.
Yeah.
It seems like Vanagram is a good place. Um, so you're a Pershawakam. So you know the Baldrys. You know Lyndon Baldry.
Yes.
Did you?
Yes. Lyndon. Yeah. Lyndon.
Okay,
In fact, Lyndon's cousin and me, we used to be neighbors in Chule.
Chulai.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Well, I is Chulai is short. Is that short for Chula Medu? Or those two
No,
different
no, no, no.
places?
Chule Medu
It,
is near Amjika, right? Chule is near Pershwakam.
okay, okay, okay. And
And
which school did you go to?
St.
Dufton.
Matthias till the 10th.
You no way, really?
Yeah. And
Okay,
then Dufton for 2 years,
okay.
11th and 12th.
Okay,
Yeah.
is Dufton the same as Dufton Corey or Duff Bishop? No.
Dufton Curry. Dufton
Okay,
Curry.
okay, okay. So, so I'm guessing I knew Mark in Matthias. I don't know. I don't think Mark. I knew Mark at Matthias. I don't know. Did Mark go to Matthias as
Yes.
well?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I have to talk to Mark as well.
In
And
fact, I told Mark, I just came back
yeah.
from there.
Oh,
Um,
where Nagaland is that where?
Shillong, yeah.
Shillong, Shillong. Okay. Oh, really? What were you doing in Shillong?
Mark was doing some big inauguration of a new stadium there. It's the
Oh,
Meghalaya
wow.
Games. The sixth Meghalaya Games are being held right now there. So I kind of went there just to give him moral support and help him out
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit.
What
Uh,
does he do? Kind of similar
yeah,
sound design?
he does sound and lighting rental.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so yeah, it's been close to more than 10 years now since he's doing that.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. Yeah. So I told you folks, the Williams family are just into sound. Either they are making music or helping people make better music.
yeah,
And Mark is a hard hitting drummer who can play almost any. He'll bring the energy. Like he can take a crappy band and put like a crappy guitarist to not crappy. That's a bad. But somebody just starting off to play, a bassist that's just starting off to play, and you put Mark in there, and he'll make them sound like pros. He just brings the energy. Such a. I say that only because I was like that crappy guitarist just starting off, and like Mark,
you're
Mark
not
filled
crappy.
in,
You played really well.
Mark filled it in really well. But yes, so you are a Perswakam native. That is a.
Yeah.
I'm finding that that's kind of a rare breed. Like normally people move there, right? So are your parents from there as
Yes.
well?
Uh,
What really?
Parents from mom grew up in a place called Periamet, if you know that.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
I passed it to. Oh, I used to pass it on the way to school, St. Mary's from Perambot, I
Yeah.
think. Okay, yeah,
Periamet is near the Central Railway Station, Veterinary College.
got it.
Yeah.
Got okay, okay,
So it's that area. Dad
yeah.
grew up in Portuakam, Periamet. Yeah, that area.
Wow, how
Then
many
finally ended
generations
up in
back?
Portuakam. Yeah.
How and what about your dad's? Is that all you know? Like, oh, you're just your dad. What about the generations
Oh,
before?
dad is his. My grandfather
Yeah.
was from Kolhapur.
Okay. That's
Um,
near Bombay, right?
yeah, Pune,
Okay.
Bombay,
Yeah. Yeah.
that side. Probably British descendant because he
Yeah.
looked like that. We never
Yeah.
really kind of found out, but
Yeah.
yeah, he was tall and quite big made and a
Yeah.
pretty great cricketer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, worked on the railways.
Of course.
Um, uh, so I think they were all born and brought up in and around Pune, Bombay, Kolhapur.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and then some of the family moved back to Chennai, which was my dad and everybody,
Okay.
including my grandmother and of course
Hmm.
two of my uncle and aunt stayed back. One married somebody from Gujarat, one another married somebody from Pune, so Maharashtrian Gujarat.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we kind
Yeah.
of mixed up actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you well, so your dad moved from Kolhapur to Perswa. What was the attraction to Perswakam? Like he looked on the map and say, "Where's some place where like that
They
sounds."
moved with the railways. My grandfather
Go,
got transferred and then moved with the railways to Chennai.
okay,
And four of them moved back. That's my some uncles of mine and aunts.
okay.
Um, so some of them were in the railways. My dad was in the railways also.
Oh, what did he do? Tell us your dad's name and what did he do?
Dad's name is Denzel Frederick Williams.
I
Uh,
love it.
Retired from the railways as the station superintendent.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. Which
I don't know
station?
which station. I think Kodambakkam. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wow, so so he would go off to work every day because he had to be on
Yeah.
the station, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kodumbakkam, is that on the way to Loyola College? Is that in
Yes.
that area?
The next
Nungambakkam
station after Loyola.
is Kodumbakkam.
Yes. Yeah. But
Awesome.
Kodambakkam was not the only place. He worked in Andhra and Naidapet and Gudal, uh, Gudur. Um, went off to Trichy and um, maybe the south, like Chengalpet and
Yeah.
all kinds of places, like
Yeah,
very
yeah.
deserted, lonely places. Um,
Tell me, you were saying you were telling me some stations like Gudur. What's the other Noida? No, what Noidapet?
Naidapet.
Is
Naidapet
that
is on the
like
line to Andhra, which
Andhra? Yes.
yeah,
Yes, I see. I'm hearing all these names after a long time because my dad was also on the railways,
okay,
and my grandmother and grandfather had a farm
ah,
just on the Andhra Tamil Nadu border.
oh wow,
It's called Arambakam.
ah,
So my dad would travel from Madras to Noidapet, Gudur, Bezawada,
yeah,
Vijayawada, whatever, right? And he would pass that farm, and on the way back, he'd like throw a package of sweets. So hearing all those names like Gudur, so
yeah,
you had some good mangoes, I would imagine, growing up.
yes, yes, definitely. Yeah,
Yes,
I went with my dad to Naidapet. Used to stay with him during the
nice.
holidays.
How old
So
were you? Your earliest trip, you
maybe
remember?
9, 10 years old. Like,
Was that the most magical time of your life, traveling with your
yeah, I
dad by
still
train?
remember the house where he used to stay for the night and the
Yeah,
quarters, the railway
it
quarters.
was. Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
don't have the toilets were the dry toilets, no water,
Yeah, yeah.
like
Oh,
that.
wow. Okay, not so magical then.
Yeah, so I still remember all those little
Yeah,
things. Yeah.
yeah. That's great. I did that once with my dad. I traveled with him to Bezwater and stayed with him in the quarters. I was also pretty young, and I
Mm.
was like, wow, I'm traveling with my dad, and it was good to see him in his official status,
Yeah.
right? Um, so, so what were the perks that you either misused or used appropriately from being a station superintendent's son? Did you walk with an
The only
extra
perk,
step?
yeah, the only perks was travel.
Mm-hmm. First class in the train. Oh, but lucky for you, you did not have to travel by train, right? Because you lived in Perswakam. Did you walk to school or did you have to catch a bus or an auto? Was it close enough
Um,
to?
During the earlier days, my grandfather used to drop us in school and pick us up.
Okay.
That's to San Matthias, and
Yeah.
they lived in Chulai, so we got dropped off at their house after school, and then got picked up by my mom later during the day.
Yeah.
Um,
So okay, that's cool. I love hearing stories about parents, and if it's about trains, even better. I love trains because my dad worked on the railways, as did your dad as well. So were you? I know kites were a big thing in Perswakam. Were you a big kite person as well? Really?
yeah,
Yeah,
we used to have wars.
yeah. Did you ever go to
The
war
kite
with
one.
Lyndon Baldry?
Lyndon Ballery lived on the other side.
Yeah,
Um, uh, Lyndon Ballery, did he have another brother? What was his name?
I don't think so. I know he had a sister. He has a sister.
Okay. Does he live in Dubai?
Yes.
Okay. So Lyndon's son and daughter,
Yes.
son
Yeah.
is my daughter's classmate.
Oh, really? So who was musical in the family?
In my family,
Yeah.
everyone. My dad,
I
my
love
dad
it.
played, my dad played ukulele. He
Nice.
played harmonica.
Mm.
Um, my mom is the one who taught us to sing.
Mm.
And I thought Mark to play drums, but I can't play drums. My sister used to sing too.
Wait, so you have a sister as well?
Yeah, Sharon.
That poor girl had to put up with you too. I did not know that.
So I'm the eldest,
Okay.
and Sharon is 4 years younger than me,
Okay.
and Mark is 8 years younger than me, eight and
Okay.
a half years.
Okay. Awesome. So what was your earliest? So you learned singing. You were trained to sing at home, but then did you pick up the
Yeah,
ukulele first?
yeah. I picked up ukulele first, actually.
So four
Uh,
strings to four strings, so bass.
yeah, so yeah, so you can say that actually that ukulele was bought for Mark,
Oh, really?
so I stole it and learned.
Nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice. So did you guys ever play together as a family? Sit down, sing, play?
yeah,
Oh
family
wow.
prayer.
Mm.
Yeah,
Tell me about
it was
that.
like a mini band put
Oh
together
wow.
every dinner time or yeah. So it was a great time. That's where we kind of what you say learned all our skills.
Yeah.
I learned guitar for one week
Oh
from
really?
somebody who was willing to teach me, and
Yeah.
then picked it up from there
Yeah.
and kept it going. Mark learned to play drums on a rocking chair with a tambourine.
Of course.
Yeah. So the bass drum was the chair, and the tambourine was the snare drum for him.
Mm.
So that's how he learned to play drums. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. Like
Yeah.
how many amazing Anglo-Indian drummers learned to drum. I mean, across the world, even right, nothing
Yes.
unique, but learned to drum out of makeshift stuff. You know,
Sure.
do you remember Mark Fegrade? He used to play at the Vineyard as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
He had a makeshift drum kit as well that was
Yeah.
probably it could fit in a shoebox. You know,
True.
and they turn. Maybe that's the trick. I think when you have necessity, you're forced to be creative.
True.
But yeah. So tell me about the family jam times. What kind of songs do you remember? Like what kind of hymns you used to play? Or
Mostly choruses and some hymns, but
okay,
yeah, it was very slightly older ones, which
yeah,
were nice and peppy, and everybody loved to sing along.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was family times, but birthday times were even much bigger, so we got the crowd in.
Oh, tell me about that.
Yeah,
How
so
would that be?
the crowd was all the cousins who were excellent singers.
Yeah,
Some of them who knew how to play also. So the guitar would be passed around, and
yeah.
everybody would kind of lead their own family songs, which they as a family used to sing, and
Nice.
then everybody joins in. So
And this was all
it was a great
Perswakam.
time. Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
was all in Perswakam.
Yes. Yeah.
So the Williams household was like where people gathered and just played music and
Yeah.
sung. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
street? I know a couple of streets in Perswakam. Which street were you living on?
This was one street behind Lyndon's house, I think so.
Okay.
Near Vasanthi Theatre, a place called Venkatesa Bhattan Street. Yeah.
Venkatesan
Near the
Bhatt.
Kosupet Market.
Wait, what market?
Kosupet Market.
Kosupet. Is that like mosquito, right?
Kosupet is, yeah, it's a place.
Oh, okay. Hilarious. I love hearing all these names. I haven't heard in a while. So
If people knew Porshawakam, this would probably be just behind Pastor Sam Chalodhare's church,
okay,
the graveyard
okay.
church.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everybody would probably know that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So this was like kind of behind that. Yeah.
It seems like the the second person from Perswakam that I'm speaking with who's bringing up the graveyard. It seems like the graveyard was the hangout place for a lot of
Oh
people.
wow. Yeah. Actually, the graveyard. Previous to our Venkatesa Bhattan Street house, we used to stay next to the graveyard.
Oh, really?
Just the street adjacent to the graveyard, and that's where all our kite fights used to take place.
So I recently spoke with Lyndon. I'm about to publish that next, and he was telling me he used to go to the graveyard and like make manja because the marble
Yeah,
would grind the glass really smooth.
exactly. Yeah, on the
So,
tombstone.
there you go, people. Like the secret, the hangout joint in Perswakam was Sam Chaladare's the church, the graveyard. That was the
Yeah, so it was just a wall that separated us from The and all the kites used to land in the graveyard, so
Yeah.
there used to be a deadly chase for
How was it
to get the
living?
kite.
How was it living next to a graveyard as a kid? Because that was every
Um,
kid's biggest fear, right? Like,
Actually, we didn't bother about it too
really?
much because we kind of grew up
Yeah.
living there,
Yeah.
so it didn't affect us too much. But yeah, but there was a lot of stuff going on in the graveyard apart from kite flying and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
stuff like that.
Like
Yeah,
what? Like spooky stuff, unexplainable stuff.
yeah. The boys rolling stuff
Okay.
there.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, all that kind of stuff used to happen. A
Yeah.
lot of drunken brawls.
Mm.
People using the graveyard for different means.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it was an unused place before the church started.
Mm.
So,
Man, that graveyard was like the mall or the happening spot. Like
yeah, exactly.
Saturday evenings, everybody's dressed up off to the graveyard to party.
Yeah,
What about any
yeah.
spooky stuff? Did you? I know you come from a super religious. I'd love to talk about that. But did you believe in ghosts? Did you? Did your was there any spooky stories? Did you experience anything
Uh,
spooky?
so the house after Hendrix Lane, that was our first house,
Yeah.
the one next to the graveyard. We had to move from there to this Venkatesa Patan Street house.
Yeah.
And the reason why that house was not taken was because they
Oh.
believed that it was haunted. Okay.
Yeah.
And we got to live in that same house.
And did you
Yeah, but we never experienced any spooky stuff or
yeah.
anything unofficial or whatever you
Yeah,
call
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, I'm sure your mom and dad had it blessed and
Yeah, when we got into the house, we prayed, and then yeah,
yeah,
that was it.
yeah. So so what was were they was your mom and dad like Protestant, Catholic, non-denominational back then? What were they?
Protestant.
Okay. And which is Matthias? What Matthias was a Protestant church, right?
Yeah, Matthias was a Protestant church.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Were you so you grew up like in a I know you and Mark are like strong Christians, in your faith and belief. Was it did you just and you were brought up in that type of a setting? Did you ever just continue to grow in that, or was there a time when when you were old enough you said like, yeah, this is not me, but then you came back to the faith, or were you just uh, were you just like I was grown up in a Christian household and that's how you just continued your life, or was there any time where you um, strayed away from your beliefs?
We Yeah, we did stray away.
Yeah,
Our human nature is built like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
We try to figure out, try to do things which we
yeah,
think that we know all.
yeah,
But ultimately, God knows what's best for us, and
yeah,
He kind of draws us back. It's not that we want to come back.
yeah,
He kind of draws us back to Him
yeah,
um, without us knowing it.
yeah,
It's just His gentle guiding hand and
yeah,
love for us that kind
yeah,
of draws us back to Him. It's nothing that we can do about it.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
Though
That's
we may
true.
go away and try to do our own thing,
Yeah,
He always draws us back, and
yeah,
He draws us back, um, not expecting that we change, but
yeah,
come back to Him just like that.
yeah,
And He kind of it's a process in our life. Like we keep doing the stuff, going away, coming back,
yeah,
but so the process in our life is just to draw us back
yeah,
more and more.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So so are your kids? How's the Williams household today? Do you guys are your daughters into music? I know they're a little older now, but was there ever a time where did you keep that tradition of like making music at home with your family and your wife and your daughters?
Yeah, we kind of try to do that, but it's not like a thing which we had
Yeah.
growing up.
Okay.
It came naturally to us, and
Sure.
we kind of built on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They both of them are very musical in their thinking. They can figure out stuff, but it's different that they play when they have to. You know,
Okay. Yeah. Did they like
Uh,
learn any? Did they intention like take lessons, or they just naturally
they
just
did.
pick things
They
up?
did
Okay,
take lessons when they were younger,
okay,
piano. So their bass is quite strong.
okay.
Um, and then I taught them guitar, taught them ukulele, that kind of stuff. But
Nice.
they play only when like it's required. You can't
Yeah, yeah,
really get them to
yeah,
do stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Even singing, the both of them sing quite well.
yeah,
But it's quite an effort for me to like get them
yeah,
to sing with me or to record or do stuff like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand, Mike. I understand. Same. My son plays. My son plays a lot, but getting him to play
Mm.
with me is he doesn't just doesn't want to jam. Although he listens to my kind of music as well.
Yeah,
So how about your wife? Tell me about your tell me your wife's name and how do
my
you
wife.
yeah,
Yeah, my wife's name is Joanna, and
Joanna.
yeah, we've known each other since she was 13 and I was 15.
Was she a Pursuakam girl as well?
No, she was in Keelpop.
Okay.
If I don't know whether you know the band Powerline. Would you recollect anything like that?
Name sounds familiar.
John Bedford and that gang. Oops, sorry. So we kind of had a band when we were in just out of school, and so Robin, who used to be our drummer, his wife and my wife are classmates.
Okay.
Basically, got to know her through them. That's how she's a designer,
Oh, nice.
graphic designer,
Oh, wow.
artistic in every way, and
Okay.
she tries every art form possible. Um, so she's from Kilpok.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So, did she play any instruments? Is she musical in
no,
any
she
way?
doesn't.
No.
She plays piano a little bit, but
Okay.
it's probably early upbringing. During their growing up years, they kind of learned
Okay.
piano and sang in the choir.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you've known her. Wow. Okay. So she's not too far from where you grew up. At least
yeah,
in the same neighborhood almost. Um,
yeah.
and then how did you finally meet her? Like in a
Yeah, after 11th and 12th and after college, I think I moved to Lucknow for a couple of years.
yeah.
And, she moved to Germany and to Bombay and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then after she came back a year before I came back, like 99 somewhere. Um, so we met right after that. Like we met back in 2007. No, sorry, 99. Yeah, in 2000 we met again
Okay.
after probably a gap of maybe 10, 12 years.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah,
I love that story. You guys like Perswakam, Kilpak, she moved to Germany, you moved to Lucknow, and then you came back. And what are the odds, right? How many things have to
yeah,
work? Like either it's God's design, right? That it
exactly.
had to work.
Yeah,
Like, what are the odds, right?
yeah,
Two people from the same place went in different location
yeah.
and different places and came back and met up. So tell me about Lucknow. I only know about Lucknow from playing Monopoly. I, I it sounds where I and I know a little bit about the band from Lucknow as well. So
Yeah.
why did you move to Lucknow? Was it to join the band or
Yes.
okay?
Actually, Chris and me um, met up in a place called YWAM, Youth
Yeah.
with a Mission, if you know about that.
Yes. Yes.
In 1987, we met there
Okay.
while I was with Powerline Band. I went there to do training, and Chris was part of the leadership team, which came to train us.
Okay.
And then we met, and he went back, and we kind of kept in touch. Just like
Yeah.
then he left YWAM, and he joined OM, which is the band where we used to work. Olio
Okay.
was part of OM, and he moved back to India maybe in 2000. Sorry, in 91, 92, and started this thing in Lucknow.
Hmm.
And then casually just wrote me a letter saying we're looking for another guitar player. for a bass player. Would you like to come?
Hmm.
And at that point of time, I was kind of really searching what to do.
Yeah.
So I gave it a shot. I thought, okay, let's try it for 6 months,
Yeah.
see whether it works. But ended up staying 6 years. So
In Lucknow. Wow.
yeah, in Lucknow. Uh,
So you
so
literally just packed your bags and said, "I'm going to join a band in
yeah,
Lucknow, this strange
yeah.
place." Okay. Wow.
My parents never asked me anything,
Yeah.
so so
Yeah.
I took it as a yes and just went. Um,
How old were you when this happened?
I think I was 24 or something when
Yeah.
I went to Lucknow, and I
Wow.
came back. I was 31.
Wow. And
Yeah.
and so how was the scene? And this was like a total Christian band, right?
No, it was yeah. We worked together
Yeah.
for a Christian organization,
Yeah.
which is OM. That is OM Books, and people would know that,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
or the Logos ship, all those things.
Yeah.
Um, but we did things slightly differently in Lucknow. We kind of ran a small music club which is called Bloom Fountain
Hmm.
Rock Club,
Hmm.
where the local musicians would gather every Friday
Yeah.
and kind of share ideas and jam together. And we have small concerts where different bands kind of come and play.
Nice.
So apart from working for this organization, which was OM, we did do Christian music, helped out in churches, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then we kind of did our own Indian contextualized way of worship with bhajans.
Oh, nice. Really?
Um, yeah, using Indian instruments like sitar,
Yeah.
harmonium,
Yeah.
tabla, dholak, mixed with the bass guitar and acoustic guitar.
Man, that sounds so good.
Um, and then we did college festivals too. Took
Yeah.
part in college festivals.
Nice.
We came down to Chennai and did IIT in 1998 or
Hmm.
99. I'm not sure. Yeah, we got first place there,
Of course.
uh, and at that time we were just three piece, bass, guitar, and drums.
Hmm.
We did songs from Rush, from Joe Satriani, from Steve Vai, and Eric Johnson, and
Oh wow.
whatever,
Okay.
Van Halen, all the three piece bands you could find.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Um,
So.
so yeah, that's a little history of uh, Olio.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I know you have an
Lucknow,
album, right?
yeah, we did one album called Olio and the Rock Opera one, and then we did two Hindi albums, which is those bhajan
Yeah.
style stuff.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Nice. Is
um,
that online somewhere we can check out?
yeah. You
Nice.
can just check Olio and the Rock Opera
Okay.
on YouTube. Oh, Olio. Yeah, you'll find it there.
Okay. Yeah, I found I maybe I'm going to butcher the name of the I found
Aprampar.
Arampar, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Was that oh yeah, I found that and then I started listening to it. I like, dang, this I think I know you I know the band. Maybe I know early on when I started like going to concerts, there was this YWAM band that was killing it in Madras.
Yeah.
Was that
Blood and
you?
Fire.
Blood and Fire, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you involved with that?
No, no, no. I was not involved. We were at the same time. That was Powerline
Got it. Okay.
during the same time. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, because I was listening to the guy, the Aparampar,
yeah.
who's the guitarist in that band?
Chris
Chris.
Hale.
Yeah, I was listening to his tone, and it sounds a whole lot like the Blood and Fire tone back then.
Yeah, quite
I
an
was
old tone. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was wondering, is it the same guy? So I was wondering if did that morph into Blood and Fire later on?
No, no, no.
Because
Blood and
okay,
Fire was Chuck Eddy.
who Chuck?
Chuck Eddy. Yeah,
Chuck
he
Eddy?
was a guitar player.
Yeah, well, he was phenomenal as well. You know, did you guys ever play together, or did you know each other? Did you
We
know?
did Chuck Eddy for the Bombay Go Fest. That was the YWAM Go Fest.
Yeah.
Blood and Fire was the Indian band, and then I forget the name of the band which Chuck came with. City Beat, yeah.
Hmm.
City Beat was the band Chuck used to play with before he joined YWAM. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So City Beat and Powerline. Played the 1986 or 87 Go Fest.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That dude was a monster. Uh,
yeah,
you know, I think they had a concert where they just played like some Bon Jovi. I remember like my
yeah,
first concert, like first good concert that I went to. Is like the curtains were down and all of a sudden this shredding guitar solo
yeah,
and the curtains opened up like what is going on here, you know and nobody knew like later on I found out like Blood and Fire was a Christian band and like who knew like Christians could like shred.
yeah.
It was a good thing that you guys were doing back then.
Sure.
I might have seen Powerline as well, but it was you guys opened up the people's minds that Christian music is like you were probably the striper of Madras, right? Like Christian music doesn't have to be
Yeah,
boring.
Powerline did a lot of Striper,
Yeah.
did a lot of Petra,
Yes.
um, Islandly Fever,
Yeah.
lots of those bands. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. So how did you get into bass?
It was much easier than playing lead guitar because
That's
I couldn't consider myself, playing all this fast stuff.
yeah.
More laid back, sit behind,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, basically, I thought lead guitar was hard.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
didn't want to put in the hard work.
Spoken like a bassist. No, I'm joking.
Uh, yeah, but
So, yeah, tell me.
down the line, I got to play guitar. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but you're multi instrumentalist. So at least y- your mind works like a producer because you look at the whole because of the line you're in, you're thinking about the whole band, you're thinking about the final output.
yeah,
So playing the right, you don't have to play fast, but playing the right parts
true.
is
Yeah,
being musical is much better
yeah,
than shredding. Of course, like Chuck could shred musically,
yeah,
not shredding for the sake of shredding.
yeah,
So was that your first major band that you joined? That's
yeah.
also
Powerline was the first band.
who
Yeah,
was in that?
played
Who
with.
was in Powerline? Well,
John Bedford was a guitar player
okay,
and singer.
okay.
His wife played keyboard, and she also sang. Robin was the drummer,
Robin
and
who?
I
What's
played
his last name?
Robin Abraham.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
And this was in Madras?
it was in Madras. Yeah, Robin was also San Matai's product.
It sounds Powerline. I'm pretty sure. Did you guys go to competitions?
No, we didn't do competition. We
Okay.
mostly doing Christian music. Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I've seen you guys. Powerline sounds very, 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 very
It was the
familiar.
same time like Abda,
Okay.
Navodaya, all that happened at the same time.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
86, 86 to 90 kind of times.
Yeah. Did you guys ever record a demo or something?
We did.
Okay. Okay. So
We did. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's amazing. I did not know you were in Powerline. Um, so, so fast forward, you're playing in all these bands. And you knew like that was going to be a profession. You were just going to be a professional musician, and because it was just too much fun.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah.
Um, when I finished with Olio
Yeah.
in 99, I had to come back to Chennai looking to see what I could do.
Yeah.
And I tried my hand at different things like teaching music and
Yeah.
working in a studio, um, running sound for some bands. Yeah, doing various stuff that requires anything to do with music.
Yeah.
Um, and then finally settled down into starting audio sciences
Nice.
in end of 99.
Mm-hmm.
As a result, a friend of mine who lives in New York uh, asked me what I was going to do for the rest of my life. Uh, so I told him that I had this idea of starting a small sound company and was wondering how to go about it. And then he just popped this idea saying, I have 80,000 rupees that I'm willing to give you. Um, you don't have to return it to me, but yeah. whatever you can buy from that with that money. Yeah. So yeah, audio sciences started with 80,000 rupees in 1999.
Was that at that time? Was it good to cover everything you needed?
We actually found quite a few things for that amount of money.
Yeah,
Uh, Basic stuff like mixer and
yeah,
processor,
yeah,
an EQ, just to start off where we can. And then another friend, an uncle of mine, who had some speakers, loaned it to us, and because he knew this thing what I was going to start,
yeah,
and he said, "Yeah, this is there for some time till you guys kind of establish and get going with whatever you can do.
yeah.
This is there on loan. When you get your own stuff, you can give it back to me." So that's how we started.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, 99. Yeah,
Oh wow,
and
it's so good to have supporting friends and family who see
exactly.
you starting a business,
Yeah,
and but I think they also, I think they saw that Mike was someone who they trusted with their money and the stuff, as opposed to some some vagabond, right? Because your character probably helped them. It was easier to give it to you, I would imagine. You know, knowing that you were going to do something with it and not waste it, at least not intentionally. So that speaks a lot about your character. If someone was to trust you with that their personal stuff and that much of money, right?
yeah.
And you made it happen, right? So you started your own sound business, and it's mostly live shows, right? Or do you have a studio as well?
I did have a studio for some time, but that was not what I wanted to do. So
Really?
the person who was running it, I kind of gave it over to them, and they're still continuing. But I don't. I'm just doing live sound.
Do you own the studio, but you don't manage it, or you sell it off?
No, no, I don't own the studio.
Okay. Why do you not like you prefer live music, just the hauling stuff,
Yeah,
setting it up?
there's no thrill in doing a live gig.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Even my studio work would be just temporary. I would do it when I have to. You
yeah,
know, I can't just sit endlessly, uh, keep doing like sitting at the studio
yeah,
working.
yeah,
It's not my thing.
yeah.
I love to do music, but yeah, but not sitting at a desk and trying to work in the studio.
Yeah,
I tried it for some time. It's not my thing.
that's
Um,
fascinating. That's so. Tell us about your live gigs. What was the biggest? Tell us some of the big artists. The I know you had this orchestral thing that I saw. Like that must have been a at I forget the hall name, but I saw like you had like at least a 50-piece orchestra
yeah.
that you set up. So how was that setting running sound for such a
Um,
huge event?
well, to let the secret out, that was my first orchestral gig.
Okay. How did you get it?
Um,
Did they call you up and say, Mike, I wanted you to do this, and you just said, oh my God, yes, I will do it.
yeah,
Let me go
that
figure
was
it
the
out.
fear. But
Yeah.
the choir director who I regularly work with,
Yeah.
if you've seen the orchestra, there was a big choir at the back.
Oh,
So the
real.
choir is yeah, the choir was a 40-piece, 40 voice choir,
Oof.
and I work with them regularly.
Okay.
So they are the ones who got the orchestra.
Got it.
And since I do all the choir things for them, they said, "We're going to give you this. Let's see how you do it." Not like that exactly,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah. Atul is a very good friend of mine who conducts a choir. Um, so he said, "Yeah, we got this. We want you to be in." So I said, "Okay." So I did my research on how to do orchestral music, how to mic, how to mix. There's one guy who I kind of looked up and followed and learned a lot of stuff to do this particular gig, because it's not just miking instruments and
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
has to be done so the orchestra is heard as just one, not separate instruments. So it was quite an experience, and I learned a lot.
Yeah.
It's a very different approach from my regular rock gigs.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but it came out pretty well.
What was the challenge in what
The
was the biggest
challenge was
challenge?
the biggest challenge was not getting any feedback,
Mm.
in because it was multi-mic'd, and there
Yeah.
were, like, I think we ran close to 48 open mics on stage
Oof.
one time.
48 open mics,
Yeah,
trying to figure out. Okay.
yeah. So it was quite an interesting uh, challenge for me because it was the first time,
Yeah.
um, and the orchestra guys really complimented what came out because they they used to. I mean, the sound guys who they worked with previously make the orchestra sound like a live band, not like an orchestra. They mic each instrument, and it's all very loud. It's not. Uh, it doesn't sound natural.
Yeah.
So that was a compliment I got. That
Yeah.
it you can hear it, but you don't hear it from the speakers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hear it as a whole.
Yeah.
Um,
Because all of
so
they're all loud instruments, right?
yeah,
And so you have to be sensitive. They're all loud,
yeah,
and you probably get decent sound if you didn't mic them, which is also a problem. If you put 48
yeah,
mics, they are
yeah.
loud. They're going to pick up other instruments, right? What time? How long did you spend setting up for that show?
I actually prepared 2 days before I did the show because
Yeah.
I had to kind of get my mixer ready for this kind of work.
Yeah.
Right? You have to be there's a different type of routing and kind of how to EQ stuff and
Did they
how
have
to
the
especially.
in-house stuff already, or did you have to
Yeah,
go
they
in?
have the speakers. I had to take my board in because I'm more
Mm,
comfortable with that.
yeah. Okay.
So orchestral mixing is very different, and
Yeah.
I kind of learned it from a guy who does only orchestral music and recording.
Nice.
And it was really helpful the way he explained stuff, how to do stuff, and how to get it sound natural,
Yeah.
not coming from the speakers. Not hearing it come, but it's actually coming from the speakers, but
Yeah.
it's coming as it's not just one individual source. You can feel it coming out from around you, in front of you, everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that that took me some time to get my head around and figured it out and prepared my board, prepared everything for that kind of.
Hmm. How many people were on your crew helping you that day?
The auditorium crew were three plus two guys from my side.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay. Wow.
we had
That's
worked. We had
so.
to work the previous night. Yeah,
Wow. I bet you when the show was about to start, that was Mike like the most
yeah,
pressure, the first note,
yeah,
right? That's
yeah.
amazing. That's amazing. Was
Just
that your
expecting everything works.
Yeah? Was that your first biggest big show?
Orchestral show. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So, so was that 48 mics, open mics? Was that did that include the choir mics as well? No. How many
yeah,
mics in total? Okay, so total 48 mics on stage.
yeah. Total 48 mics on
Oh
stage.
wow! And how many piece orchestra?
It was a 50-piece orchestra and a 40-piece choir
50
with
piece, 90 people.
yeah, and four soloists.
Wow! So how did you? Yeah, that's crazy. Um, that's crazy. So do you have like a template now? Like if you ever go do that again, you have like, okay, this is how things work, and you're just able to just follow
Yeah,
that template. Okay, yeah, that's crazy. 90, 90 people plus four soloists. Man, that's crazy. I'm just trying to figure out how you, from a technical standpoint. I'm not much into sound, but I have a lot of friends and I go watch them how they set up. I listen to them talk, you know, and they're always talking about mic pre's processors and this is a small band, right? Like five. We
yeah,
recorded a live album,
yeah,
and it was just a five-piece band, and that itself, like, it took two guys talking like all the minute details. I can't imagine like 48 mics, what the conversation was. Was there any trouble that you had that had to like, oh, it's not working? Was there any surprises or hiccups that you had to work
Um,
around?
small things like, for example, the choir needs to hear the orchestra to get the cues because that's the only accompaniment they have.
Oh, was it like
So
wedges?
getting
What was the monitor?
wedges, yeah,
Okay.
just for the choir alone.
Okay.
The orchestra
Yeah.
was just playing off from each of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The choir needs to hear the violins, especially to get the pitching.
Yeah.
So all the small details we need to take care of.
Yeah. And is it is it oh, this was back then. No, nobody was using in-ears, right? Because that would have been crazy managing in-ears for 40 people.
No, no, yeah. Normally for an orchestra, it's probably section by section. You'll probably give them
Okay.
if they are using headphones,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
and they're mostly following the conductor. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. From going from a rock guy to orchestra, that's like a big jump, you know?
yeah, it was a huge,
Yeah.
huge shift
Yeah.
in thinking itself.
Yeah. Did you get
Yeah.
did you get a lot of gigs after that, like for big stage
The
productions?
same, the same orchestra wanted me to come down. The orchestra was from Sri Lanka,
Oh, nice.
so they, as soon as the show got over, they came and asked whether I would be willing to come and work
In Sri
uh,
Lanka?
in doing stuff for them whenever they do a big.
Wow, what a
So
compliment.
that was nice.
Yeah. Man, it's that's how much the previous guy did not do a good job, and that's how much of a good job you did, right? For them to tell you to come down to
Yeah,
Sri Lanka.
I learned. I mean, if I had gone in with my I know it all,
Yeah.
that kind of thing,
Yeah.
it would have been a complete flop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it just you need to learn, refresh, learn from other people.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Always be humble to ask or find out.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think we all know it all, but yeah,
Yeah.
with help of other people who've been there,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely you can do it. It's nothing that it's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. And so much to talk about. I know you played bass, you ran sound for some of the top guys. Uh, like you were embedded in the music industry in Madras. You were like you and Christy played together. You probably ran sound for Christy and Moksha or like some of the biggest bands. Like you were the backbone, you know. So and your love for live music is amazing because that's when most people probably see you, right? Mike, the sound guy, or if you need a bassist, Mike, the sound guy, is filling in on bass. You were you were the sound. Your love for live music is clearly evident. So, what was the biggest as a biggest is probably the not a good way to say it, but like the most famous artist or musician that you helped out with run sound for?
Um, yeah, in terms of setting up sound, a couple of people who we've done for, like Ron Canoli and
Oh
uh,
wow!
Jeremy Camp, Paul Baloch,
No, oh
uh,
wow!
we've kind of set up and done stuff.
Yeah.
I did mix the Ron Canoli gig.
Oh, you mix Ron Canoli?
Yeah, that is with Joel Thomas. I don't know whether you remember Joel Thomas.
Sounds very familiar. He's from Madras,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah, he's from Madras, and Timmy and all used to sing with him,
got yeah.
backing vocals and stuff.
Okay, that's how the
So
names.
Joel got me the gig, uh, and that's how we got to do all these other things.
How big of a band was Ron Canoli?
Ron Canoli was not a very big band. We did the regular band with percussion and a couple of backing singers. Uh, Paul Baloch also was the same. Jeremy Camp, or similar, yeah.
Yeah,
Jeremy Camp would probably be the latest and the biggest one we've done outside.
yeah, yeah,
But that was a couple of years ago, and then Christian music kind of took a back step.
yeah. Why?
Uh,
Why is that?
After the pandemic,
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So people are not traveling to perform in India as much since the pandemic.
International artists, yeah, nobody's
Oh,
willing to
really?
come. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, uh, the Indian Christian music has become very big too, but
Hmm.
very commercial.
Yeah, yeah. Do you still keep in touch with Ranjit? I know he does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Ranjit, we just did. They did a Christmas family like a homecoming kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
It's up there on YouTube. If you have the links, if you just put Ranjit J. Paul, you'll
Yeah,
probably find it.
yeah. Send me the
Um,
links after we're done.
yeah,
Send me the links. I'll add it in there. So do you help Ranjit out with the
yeah.
with
So
sound?
for
Nice.
the last one, they recorded the whole thing at their home
Oh,
with
nice.
the family sitting around with friends and people who they know.
Hmm.
Uh, we provided the equipment and we recorded the whole.
Hmm. Oh wow.
It come out pretty well. Yeah,
Yeah.
really impressed by what how it came out.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ranjit, for those who don't know, if, Ranjit was the drummer of this band Moksha, and I spoke to Bobby a while back, who was the bassist, and Moksha was this band that was just like the it band. They came into the scene, destroyed everybody eh, for a couple of for a year or so, and then and everybody was thankful that they did not compete because it was
Yeah.
they were just the pro guys who were competing um, because they for some reason they thought they were at that level when they started off, but Ranjit, Bobby, Christy, and
Alan.
Alan, yes, and they just
Timmy
and
played guitar. I think Timmy played keyboard
and Leon,
and Leon on vocals.
yeah, they just destroyed everybody and then said, "Oh, I think we might be pro." So Ranjit was the drummer, and I think Michael helps Ranjit with some stuff recording. Michael, so that's amazing. What how busy are you? Are you every weekend? Are you doing and do you travel? I know. Have
Yeah,
you left the country to do stuff?
yeah. Yeah, till about 4 years ago, travel was pretty intensive. I used to work with a band from Bombay called Sanam.
Okay.
Pretty big commercially in the Bollywood circuit.
Oh, really?
Uh, Very big with weddings in the North India and stuff like that. But after 7 years, I kind of took a back seat from traveling,
Yeah.
uh, more to concentrate on our work here in Chennai.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
yeah, so I've traveled quite extensively, if you can say it that way,
Yeah.
um, internationally and nationally also.
Oh, nice. I know you went to Kuwait, right?
Yeah, the Kuwait I think was my first gig. I think so.
Oh, really? What?
Yeah, Kuwait was the very first international gig I did.
Nice. Who was in
Yeah,
Kuwait? What was the gig about?
it was a singer called Haricharan from Chennai, good friend
Wait,
of mine.
Hari Charan? No, no, no. Oh, I'm mixing him up with Hari Haran. There was a band.
Hariharan is also a great singer, also
He's the
from
Colonial
Bombay.
Twins, or
Yeah, yeah,
what?
Colonial Cousins.
Okay,
Yes,
okay, okay,
yeah,
okay. So Hari Charan is from Madras. Okay,
yeah. So that was my first gig out of India, and then we did the US also. I think 6 concerts in the US, and then
you
Canada.
did. When?
US we did 2014.
Which parts?
Um, Lots of the West Coast, Chicago, DC. We didn't do New York. We did down south Texas. Um,
With who? With this?
I
With
think we
Hari
did
Charan?
about seven to eight cities
With
in
Hari?
about 20 days or 25 days. I think so.
Was this with Hari Charan, or who was this with?
Yeah, with Haritha. Yeah.
Oh, what was the? Was he like a
Tamil film music, so it became part of
got
the
it?
um, Tamil Union, oh, that kind
Cultural
of stuff.
exchange.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Awesome.
was
Did
more
you?
a film cultural kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Did you get to meet anybody here? Any friends? Any Anglos? Because all the cities that you named, like did you know the West Coast and Chicago has a ton of Anglo Indians?
Oh, I didn't meet any one of them.
Yeah.
Probably because it was a Tamil show.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. My cousins were in on the West Coast, but I didn't get to meet them also. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did get to meet Uday. You know Uday?
He was Parikrama? No, no.
No,
From Rock
Uday was
Machine.
not from Rock Machine. He used to play with Nemesis Avenue.
Nemesis Avenue. The name sound. I know the name for sure. I could not
Yeah,
tell you the band members. Yes.
yeah. So I did get to meet him all along, but I didn't get to meet anyone else. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
There is. I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a cemetery in the Bay Area that all the Anglos are hanging out. But yes, there's a lot. At least 100, 200 Anglos. Um,
Yeah.
no, I'm speaking with this another new friend of mine. His name is Kevin Ward, and if you're ever traveling to the U.S. again, let us know. Uh, doesn't matter what kind of show it is.
Okay.
There's at least 200 Anglo Indians just in the Bay Area.
Oh.
That Kevin, he doesn't like it when people call him the Don of the Bay Area, but but the dude's connected. Just
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. You can yeah, man. I'm excited to talk to him next.
Yeah.
Yes. So wow, you
I may get to come again. Uh,
yes. What?
End of July, beginning of August.
Oh, really? Which parts? Do you know which parts yet?
West Coast
West
again.
Coast. All right. Hey, hit me up before you come, okay?
Sure, sure.
I know you'll be busy traveling, and right, but just let us know. We'll come support you at least.
Yeah, this is a band from Ireland
Okay.
called Toccata.
Okay.
Been working with them for the last 10 years
Yeah.
in India, Nepal, Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so in fact, they were the first band. I'm before Haricharan in Kuwait. Sri Lanka was my first international outing
Oh, really?
with with this band. This
How? D-
band is a choir, 40-piece choir, with a full with 10 singers, 10 dancers,
oh my
and a
God.
full band with a brass section and a string section.
How did you get hooked up with them? How did they reach out to you and say, "Hey,
Um,
do sound for us"?
Somebody from Chennai who knows them and who knows me kind of connected us, and that's how it happened. And it's been 10 years, more than 10 years actually.
And so they were traveling to Sri Lanka, and you had to go meet them up there for the first time and say, "Hey, I'm
Yeah,
Mike. I'm your sound
yeah,
guy." Wow.
yeah.
So when you traveled to the U.S., did you have to lug your stuff? What did you
No,
take? No, you just had to go and make sure the locations were
yeah,
set up.
yeah.
Okay, and you
The
had.
US was a little difficult because I'd come alone.
Mm,
I didn't have crew with me.
yeah,
So working with crew in the US is not like India.
yeah,
It's very rigid and very straight.
yeah,
Here the crew would bend to your own things to
yeah,
get them to do stuff.
yeah.
But so I had practically had to set up most venues by myself,
Oof.
except for the two auditoriums where there were enough staff and crew.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah,
But
but
how?
it's a good learning experience.
Yeah,
I was probably 10 years younger at that time,
yeah, 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 yeah.
so could do it all by myself. But
Dude,
yeah,
just for someone to, for Hari Charan, right? He is like a star, obviously, and he's just entrusting his entire sound to you in a foreign country to go there and just figure things out and set it up. And if he's entrusting you with that, right? His whole career depends on how he sounds through, right? He can be a
yeah,
great singer, but if he has a bad sound guy,
yeah,
I mean the pressure on you and the trust he has in you is something that says something, you know,
yeah,
because that's a daring move to tell someone to come to a new country and say you're by yourself. Go figure it out. When I come on stage, I should sound awesome like I normally
yeah.
do. Man,
True.
how
Yeah.
was that feeling though? How was it
It,
when you first heard of, not even before you went there, when he first told you, "Hey, Mike, I'm thinking about this." Were you? How was that? How did you feel?
yeah, when he first asked me, I was wondering, you know, a new country is something which I'm always scared of.
Yeah,
You know, uh, getting lost or losing your passport or doing that fear,
yeah,
and to run into something which I never expected
yeah,
to be doing all myself.
yeah,
Here in India, we are so pampered with crew setting up for us and getting things ready before we came.
yeah,
Here, you have to do kind of. be everything, you know, the setup boy, the runner boy, the everything, and then mix. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, and
but it
then
was
mix
quite
it.
challenging, and we kind of pulled it off. Yeah.
Yeah. How long did you have? Because you were doing everything. So you were setting it up, mixing, and after the show was done, you were probably resetting the stage as well, right?
Yeah. We didn't have to reset because the guys packed up on their own. But
Okay.
yeah, right from hauling it out from the truck to setting it up, because in the US you don't get too much of people helping,
Yeah.
you know, or working.
It's
Probably two
expensive.
guys would come.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive. The union is quite big over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So two guys who own the stuff would come with their trailer, bring the stuff, set it up,
Yeah.
uh, and help you probably.
Yeah.
Sometimes there was only one guy with one small, his son probably tagging along, you know, that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was quite interesting and challenging. Got it rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the biggest challenge in that whole thing, in that whole tour?
Yeah, the biggest challenge is you don't know what to expect. You know, if you know what is coming, you'll be ready for it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you
Total
know only
unknown.
when it arrives. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of unknowns, right? A lot of
Yeah.
surprises. So did you guys
Yeah.
travel by? Did you have like a bus, or were you traveling just flying from?
We did some flight, but some we did van across a few states.
Nice.
One was a car trip. Yeah, so it was nice. Yeah, a
Yeah.
few of the band members in one car or a
Yeah.
van. You know,
Yeah.
it was a good experience. Yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely, man. It's a new country, and when you're not doing a show, getting to travel by road across the, it's I
yeah,
can't even imagine like what a great feeling that
yeah.
is, you know.
True.
So, is it so in July-ish you're coming to the West Coast with an Irish 40-piece band choir, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Definitely let us know. Uh, Irish, you'll probably tend to get more. It's more enticing if it's Irish music. Is it what kind of music do they say? Is it like Christian? Is it a
They
Christian
do
choir?
they do everything, all contemporary stuff like Queen and ABBA and
What?
yeah, with a full band and the choir backing. Um, this time it's going to be the Dutch Nightingales backing them,
Okay. I think
and the
uh,
band.
I think we'll all make a road trip. We'll get the West Coast Anglos to show up and
Yeah,
check it out.
it's going to be mostly in school, so I think it would be mostly free. I think so.
That even better.
Yeah. So
Nice, man. Awesome. So what? So I'm guessing it's sometime in the evening for you. What do you do in Vanagram? Is it like is it active in the night? So do you just chill out?
no,
No, nothing.
yeah. Once I get home, it's at home. You
No
know, chill.
graveyard in Vanagram to see the local
We have the
anglers.
field. We have a field at the back of me.
Okay.
It's an open rice field.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so it's quite nice. You get up, wake up to the greenery around.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get some fresh air. No pollution.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know. Are your
So
daughters are your daughters staying with you, or they? I know one is
yeah,
17, one's 22. Right? Did you say
cool,
21,
yeah. They
22?
both said, yeah. Rachel worked for a year and a half outside.
Okay.
She didn't live with us. She's a pastry chef.
What? Oh, nice.
Yeah, and also going to train again to become better at what she does.
Tell me about that. I'm interested
Yeah.
because yeah, where is she
So
working? Where did she work as a pastry chef?
she worked in Shillong in a fine dining restaurant called Ahava for about 3 4 months.
Yeah,
Then came back to Chennai and worked with Pumpkin Tales as a pastry chef. Um, Actually, she wanted to go and train as a pastry chef, got admission, everything, and then the pandemic hit us,
yeah,
so we couldn't send her. So we sent her for another course in college, which she just did for the sake of it.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, so now she wants to get back into what she really loves.
yeah.
So
Man, pastry chef.
hopefully she can finish the course and get an internship in France and
Yeah, yeah,
move. Maybe. Yeah, let's see. We don't know
yeah, yeah.
if
Does
things work
she
out. For
does she does she cook all the exciting things when she's home, like all the
Yeah,
sweets?
yeah, yeah. She does. She does. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
She does pastry and she does other Western cuisine also.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She If my daughter was a pastry chef and she was in India, I'll tell her like make me a Japanese cake. I haven't had that in ages.
Yeah.
And what about your 17-year-old? What is she into?
She's in the 12th right now.
Okay.
She's starting boards tomorrow.
Oh wow. Which school?
So
Does she go to
till
school in Vanagram or does she travel to the
he goes
city?
to a school called Union Christian School in
Okay.
Chetpat.
Okay.
So the boards will go up till middle of March for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts now and goes into March.
Yeah, first practicals and
Got
then there is an
practicals.
exam.
I forgot about practicals. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, yeah,
I don't miss that at all. Um,
yeah.
were you a good student in school?
Not really. I kind of studied just before the exam,
Yeah.
but made it. But
Yeah.
these days, I don't think you can do that kind of work.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. 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 I think. Yeah. Yeah. I think you had the drive. I mean, education. I think up to high school, I think everybody needs to put in the work. But I tell my kids even show like if you have the drive and you're going to do something, you probably don't need to do college. But if you don't, then you need
Yeah.
to. You know, um, Michael. Um, thanks for chatting, man. I learned a
Hey,
lot.
welcome.
I learned a lot about you, your career, and and just how to character, how people trusted you, right? With big things. So I hope that it continues for you. I hope that you get to do bigger and better gigs, and I do hope that we get to meet up in the US when you don't forget to
Sure.
send me a message.
Definitely. If it works out, I will get in touch and tell you
Yes,
the dates and stuff like that.
awesome.
Surely.
And send Marky a text. I'd love to chat with him.
Sure.
Yes.
I'll tell him.
All right. Enjoy
Yeah.
enjoy Vanagram, Michael. See ya.